And now, Legal Perspective with Nick Clekis.
Welcome back to our Legal Perspective with Nick Clekis. Today we'll be focusing on an important aspect of workplace safety and employee rights. We are happy to welcome back Nicholas Clekis, owner of the Clekis Law Firm. Nick, great to have you back with us.
Thanks.
We're talking about workers' comp. So what is workers' compensation?
Well, just like it sounds, it's on-the-job injuries with certain requirements. So you have to be within the scope of your employment. Your employer has to be subject to the Workers' Comp Act by having 4 or more employees. Some employers that have less than 4 employees will still be subject to the act so that they're covered, but you have to be on the job and have workers' comp coverage.
Mm-hmm. So what are the most common types of workplace injuries or illnesses that you encounter?
So for it to be qualified as a true compensable injury, there has to be some element of permanency. So workers' comp only pays 3 things. It pays 2/3 your average weekly wage while you're out. So if you make $300 a week, you get $200 a week while you're out. It pays for your medical treatment, provided you go to their medical provider.
Okay, so you can't go to your own doctor?
Only if it's an emergency. You can go to the emergency room because of, time is of the essence, but after that, you have to follow up with their doctors, otherwise they won't pay for it.
Oh, okay.
And traditionally, they're conservative doctors because they're paid for by the insurance company, and so, oftentimes we have to get our own independent medical exam because they'll say, oh, you're fine, go back to work, and you really may not be ready to go back to work.
Okay.
And the third and final thing that it pays is for any permanent partial disability. So at the end of your treatment, once you reach max medical improvement, the doctor will give you a rating to your injury. And every part of the body is considered a scheduled member, from every digit to your finger, throughout your whole body, extremities, whatever. So take the back, for example, carries 300 weeks with it. Mm-hmm. So if your average weekly wage is $300 and your temporary total disability is $200, that's also your comp rate. So that $200 times the 300 weeks attached to the back times whatever the doctor says your rating is, you have a 5% injury to your back, is how you figure out what the value of your case is at the end. So you have to have permanency for it really to be a true workers' comp case.
Okay, so if someone feels like they may be eligible for workers' comp or have a case, what are the first steps they need to do?
Well, call Clekis Law Firm at
of
843-9000000. But you have to report it to your supervisor immediately or as soon as practicable thereafter, or within 90 days at the outset.
Okay.
Some, like injuries that are repetitive injuries, if you're on an assembly line, and you're doing the same thing all the time, you may not realize exactly when you're hurt, as opposed to picking up a box and you hear something snap in your back. That's a different type of thing. So you've got to report it as soon as you think you're injured.
Yeah, and also get legal representation as soon as possible.
Right.
All right, awesome, Nick. Thank you so much for joining us and talking about workers' comp today. And make sure to tune in with us every Tuesday for your legal perspective, and we might have some special guests from the Clekis Law Firm joining us next time. Thank you so much. We're back in 2 minutes.
This has been Legal Perspective with Nick Clekis.